Hi there, Karen Flaherty from Living by Human Design. Hope you're doing well today and hope you're enjoying your summer if you're in the States or in the Northern Hemisphere anywhere. So today we're going to be talking about the Gate 33, which is typically called privacy and retreat. It's also about refinement, and it's somebody who can really remember the past and bring it forward for the rest of us. Okay, so the sun in gate 33 started on July 30th. It goes until August 5th, and we've got the earth in gate 19. So what we've got is the 33 coming off the bottom of the throat here, and then we've got the gate 19 coming off the side, the right side of the root center down here. And again, this week we still have the sacral defined and the root defined. This will go until the end of August, basically, and no other centers get defined this week. But, again, if you're a projector or reflector or manifester, you are going to feel as if you have sacral energy. And if you don't usually have the root defined, you're definitely going to feel like you're a little more grounded, a little less agitated, perhaps nervous, pressured, feeling the pressure from others. It's actually been a nice respite for me because I usually have the open root, and it just hasn't felt like that lately. We've got some planets retrograde. We've got Venus, Saturn, Neptune, and Pluto all retrograde. And then we'll have Mercury, just FYI, Mercury goes retrograde later in August, around August 25th. So with the sun in gate 33, we call it privacy or retreat. In the original I Ching, it's the active withdrawal and the transformation of a weak position into a strength. So basically, it's taking time for yourself, getting away, taking a little retreat, being mindful of what you're doing and what's up for you, and taking that time away. And summertime's a great time to do that, right? If you're in the Northern Hemisphere, take a break, take some time off, go inward, right? And whether it's with family or friends, but take some time to go inward on your own. The inclination crosses this week are the cross of the four ways, retreat, and the cross of refinement. And in quantum human design, we call this retelling because it's about remembering the stories of the past and bringing them forward. The gate 19 is all about sensitivity, and this is also called approach or wanting in the original I Ching because it can be a little bit of a neediness sometimes from people, but it definitely is sensitivity. It's sensitivity to emotions, to other people's feelings. It's a sensitivity to your own feelings, but also it's sensitivity to tactile things like an itchy sweater or somebody changing food that you usually eat, or labels in your clothing. People at this gate hate stuff like that, and they'll let their even at an early age they'll let their parents know. So it's an interesting one to watch. They describe this as that all things are interrelated as apparent and manifested through the action of approach. So basically, as we approach other people, we're sensitive to their emotions, we're sensitive to their feelings and what's going on, and realizing, if it's possible, that everything's interrelated and that we're all connected. In the Gene Keys, codependence is the shadow, sensitivity is the gift, and because there's definitely an advantage, a positive purpose to having the sensitivity, right? It's not a bad thing. It's not necessarily a good thing. It's a balance, right? That you can achieve in this in the gift, and sacrifices the CD. And in quantum human design, we call it attunement. So with the Gene Key 33, Richard says in the graphic, our lives are mythical. And this is with the Gene Key 33, where the CD is revelation. That's really finding out what we're all about. The shadow is forgetting. It's forgetting what we're all about. Forgetting what basically we came here to do and what we came here to kind of achieve and get past, right? The lessons that we have to get past. On the reflexive side or the fearful side, it's a very reserved person, somebody who really doesn't want to remember what they're here for, and is really fine with the status quo of forgetting. And the reactive side is, they call it censorious. This is basically censoring others, right? telling others that, no, you can't be like that. No, that doesn't work for me. Or no, you're too much, right? Some people just think others are too much for them. And this would be that kind of personality. He also says, Richard also says, there is no situation on earth that cannot be used as a means to raise your frequency and open your heart to your inner divinity. So the inner divinity is what we're basically trying to remember, right? We're trying to remember how good we are, what we're here for. The kind of our makeup, our personality is really good for what we're here for. Sometimes we make excuses. Sometimes we say, oh, well, I'm too this or I'm too that, and it's not going to get me where I want to be. Everything that's in you that gets expressed without, I'll say, everything that gets expressed without fear and without anger, somewhere in the middle is love. Everything that gets expressed with love, with passion, with compassion, with empathy, is your true self. And when you're in your true self, that's when you're finding what you're here for. And that's where you can be in mindfulness and really allow for that revelation to occur eventually. I can't promise when it's going to happen, but eventually you'll get to the revelation point. If you get to the mindfulness point, that's great. If we can be mindful of who we are, of what we're remembering, of what we're here for. In other words, things are being revealed all the time about our personalities that we can either poo-poo, say, oh, I hate that part of me, or we can realize why we have that. That's what this Gene Key is about. It's refinement. It's coming to the point where we get refined in our own personality, where we are not creating negative karma anymore, where we're really sticking with the good karma, if you will, that we're creating good karma because we realize who we are and we can accept everybody else for who they are and accept ourselves for who we are, because that's sometimes the hardest part. It's like we don't remember ourselves. And Richard also says, true remembering is a kind of detonation inside you, a flash flood, wipes out your past and reveals the greatest mystery of all, the mystery of the eternal now. So if we can live in the moment, if we can live in that eternal now, don't worry about the past, don't think about the future, and just be in that now, that will flood away and wipe away the past and reveal what we're here for. Reveal that now. That is so important for us to really remember who we are and accept it, right? And refine it as we go. Being in the moment, accepting who you are, and getting better and better at that, right? So realizing that whatever strengths or weaknesses you think you have, they're all there for a reason. They're all there in your chart for a reason. And everything's in the chart. We all have everything. And so whether you have this gate 33 or not in your chart, I happen not to have it, it's still a really nice energy to think about this week, to realize what it is we're remembering and being able to find that place where we can accept all the good and the bad that's occurred and be in the now. So a number of people this week have birthdays, and just, very easily you can pick out a few who have that energy of refinement, right? Who they might have the writing across the four ways, which I think of as all about travel. It's kind of the four directions, right? Traveling about. But you can see that there are a number of people with what a lot of people would describe as refinement. Somebody like Martha, and whether you like them or not, people like Martha Stewart and Barack Obama and James Baldwin, Louis Armstrong, all have this refinement about them that really has propelled them in their careers and, made them who they are. Very different people, right? Very different upbringings, very different industries and ways of being, but all with some refinement. So it's kind of cool to see that. And of course, Yves Saint Laurent, the designer, is also in that group. So have a wonderful week, and I hope you'll enjoy whatever it is you're doing this week. See if it doesn't come with some refinement. See if it doesn't come with some remembering and perhaps retelling of the stories that you've been telling yourself about who you are and why you're here. Because the more we can refine that story, the more we can accept who we are and what we're here for, the better. So have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon. Be well.